I mean, we saw a hell of a T-side from Sinners just about an hour and a bit ago. We'll get to see if he can try to match that level. Bit of an awkward fight there between Chiron and Becky, but neither of them fall in. Not an Eki crunching as well as Blixie by his side to push in from the lobby. Bullets aren't connected to Zyphon there, and pretty clean pistol victory for CYBERSHOKE.
Yeah, excellent pistol there. Will they be facing a lot? I don't really know how it works. Well, I guess we'll find out. Obviously, Alliance still have the chance to qualify as they'll go kind of down to the lower bracket.
I think it'll be the losers facing Sinners.
Yeah.
I believe that's how it goes. But yeah, like you said, this is essentially how you say in football terms, a 6-point game. Yeah, this is essentially worth 2. The winner of this, automatically finds himself.
And that's why there's such limited utility here for Sashi.
Sashi would love to be able to go on to take this one, but Fenneman finding the kill on Zyphon, doubling down on Iceberg as well, makes his time outside a lot easier and trying to support his teammate in ramp. Fenneman non-stop amongst the action. There's so much damage there to one of those players, but Gabby is there to get the trade.
Yeah, look, not a Neki. It's disappointing he doesn't get the kill, doesn't get a trade back, but obviously he's alive, he's full HP. So much damage has been dealt to these players. Oh, not a Neki. Gives up his hand. Lucky, going to be the operative player in this round, but there's 20 seconds left. Not in Eki. He can just bide his time. He's in an excellent position now in the Molotov. Gets the double. Rights the wrongs of ramp. And now 10 seconds for Lucky. A 1 versus 4 gone 1v2. Surely to be a tap of the bomb, but as the door opens, Blixie takes him down. CYBERSHOKE continue this victory streak here on the CT side.
Good money for the CT. Still enough round on the board and just a partial investment out. Sashi, see what they can do. These clean weapons and armor.
Yeah, I think rounds like this, you've got to deal a little bit of economic damage. You've got to kind of pose a bit of a threat in these types of rounds, just to show that you're a force to reckon with, just to kind of deny not only your opponents building up a bank, but building up some confidence. A lot of damage dealt to Lucky and Becky. Zyphon chipped away at it as well. The man advantage here. We've got a scope weapon on Fenneman, but not the big green. It's the AUG, but what a round here from Becky. He's found 3 kills here. It's now on Notaneki and Fenneman to clutch this up, but it's a 2-on-4.
Bomb has been planted.
Guess that's as much threat as you can show. And although it's not the prettiest of rounds, and maybe not how they'd expect to attain their first on a half-buy, but
and obviously you pointed out Fenneman as sort of your player to watch. I think I would have to sort of touch on Glowin.
oh, for sure.
I think for a player for his age, the experience he has coming into a roster of quite a few young players and sort of being that seasoned player to help guide them. The fact he's not just there for the experience and he is there for the firepower as well. I think this is such a good addition for CYBERSHOKE to have. We do have we did get to see a bit of the open duel there. Neither player coming out on top. Lucky does get the tag, but no kill confirmed, and it is now all on Lucky, just trying to keep this AWP alive. A 1 versus 5, 30 seconds on the clock. I think the likelihood of him surviving in this round is going to be a challenge.
Yeah, and I think a lot of what we talk about when it comes to Glowing was his time on 9 Pandas. Obviously, spent the majority of that time under a very experienced leadership in C.
You didn't really get sort of a more active.
Okay, yes, some rounds have come a little bit closer, but you look at the full buys versus full buys, and CYBERSHOKE they've looked very good.
Iceberg just about making it down towards the lower side. Player in Vents as well, so got a lot of freedom to actually try to get out these double doors, but maybe not ready for Notaneki. Fenneman to be posted up. Fenneman, easy find on Debeki. Not wanting to repeat his triangle just yet.
I think it's the right decision. I think there's no need for Fenneman to take such a risk, but with Zyphon finding Chiron, it opens things up towards A. And Sashi with a quick reposition. They maneuver, bomb to go down, and surely CYBERSHOKE just to back away. Their tails tucked between their legs. Notaneki, he wanted to have a slight look, but Fenneman still sticking around close. Let's have a smoke.
No diffuse game. I'm not sure if there's one on one of his teammates' bodies. Chances are is just looking for an exit. Next, that doesn't seem to be coming just yet. Cabby finally will push out. We'll go down to Fenneman's AWP. And the AWP backs away towards ramp, where he should be able to keep this AWP alive, unless Lucky gets a little too inquisitive.
Look, though, it's Zyphon and Lucky. It's the two players we pointed out. It's the two talents of this Sashi side. Lucky sending the utility here towards the top site. Chiron takes so much damage in the Molotov. Glowing as well, chipped away at. Glowing, though, doubles down. Can't find a third, but Fenneman will take down Becky in the process, and it's on Cabby and Lucky. 2 versus 4 now. Bomb still on the back of Lucky, but Cabby, he knows he's going to take a risk.
Not far off finding ahead of Fenneman. Would have been a really great way to get Lucky sort of utilized and see if he could look to find anything else from the squeaky door, but nothing to be found. Lucky gets found by Fenneman, and Notineki eliminates Cabby to secure the round for the CTs and confirm 5 on the board.
And all it takes is the second Fenneman fires off one shot. We'll see a quick rotation down the vents from Chiron, and then they can have such a strong setup. But Iceberg, let's see what he has to offer. Crouching into the AWP. Fenneman with an easy find. He opens up the double doors. Chiron yet to rotate down, though.
Even then, like you said, it's certainly not an easy one. You can see a pretty quick trade come through. There's only so many angles to protect yourself from. Gonna certainly be calling for assistance. The collat, almost a possibility. Not able to fire off another shot to get a kill. So 4-on-4 as the bomb gets planted.
Yeah, I was a believer of that. I thought Fenneman was gonna get that collat.
But you can see, this is what I mean about CYBERSHOKE. They feel seemingly so conditioned by Sashi that, oh, they could easily just get a kill and go back up towards A. There's no one on B to help Fenneman there at all.
I don't know why we didn't see an instant rotation from Chiron. It was so close to the vent. The second Fenneman fires off that shot, you head your way down the vent, and then you've got that kind of 2-person defense. It's perfect. Who knows, though? CYBERSHOKE, I've got the full buy in play. Not perfect, though. Utility being a bit of a problem. Iceberg, again, no change in kills as he does fall to Glowing, but Zyphon getting the trade. I don't think they're going to be disappointed with that trade. You've taken down the heaviest hitter on CYBERSHOKE. You've lost your, I guess, weakest link in the kill department in Sashi. And the fact it's the in-game leader, Iceberg, he can quite happily call from the corpse. I don't think he's got any problem with that. I love it from Notineki. This is brilliant. If he can take down Zyphon, this round is so difficult. He does spot him, does find. Fenneman takes down Becky. And a quick change, and Fenneman finding Cabby as well. All on Lucky. 1 versus 4 now. No smoke, no Molotov. 4 enemies to face. And he can't even get the first. Notineki.
Can't sell it. Can't reload the round.
Can't kill with it either.
Yeah, it always makes things difficult. I mean, it was always awkward when you literally go for like a half buy and you accidentally buy a scout when you're going to buy like a P250 and armor or something. And you're like, well, I've just spent sort of 700 more than I was meant to.
Yeah, yeah. Lucky though, nice find with the D. Takes down Notineki. Cabby finding Glowing. Okay. CYBERSHOKE. You've lost the half buy already. This is practically an eco.
Yeah, I mean, this very much does feel like you've got 2 players with armor. That's it.
And now the question is for CYBERSHOKE is, are they going to go searching? Are they going to go looking for control? And it will be some space taken towards lobby, but the problem is a lot of noise being made here towards the lower side. Sashi, you pointed it out, Charlie. They've taken the B-bomb site a vast majority of the time. And here they are once again. Just a 1-man disadvantage. CYBERSHOKE surely to go for this. They cannot just save. On 1/3 tick.
Not against them, no util, surely.
Not again.
Open up the windows firstly, but trying to get out, Chiron does find the opening kill.
Yeah, Blixie does have a smoke for the bomb, and I think that's got to be the best decision. Get a smoke on the bomb, instantly defuse it, and we will be seeing that. An attempt to defuse comes through, tapping through the smoke, and Iceberg finds 2! Late to get on the score sheet, but what a way to do so. And Lucky will find him through said smoke. Iceberg and Cabby fall to the bomb. Nothing to be saved from Lucky, but Sashi again. Weaker weapons. It's practically an eco. a performance that Iceberg is going to be showing to the masses, but as an in-game leader, his main focus is victory, and Cabby gives an easy chance at victory as the lobby crunch has been shut down. Chiron will be able to get one. Doubles down. Chiron, sadly, with 3 more to face, we can't expect all too much. Fenneman now being held, being smoked off, slamming through, and Sashi surely to secure themselves that 6. Blows open the smoke, Zypher backs away, nades landing. Fenneman just trying to find something, but it's lucky through the smoke. And Sashi, they do level up the half, 6-6 now. Because I think without it, we'd be seeing 8-4, maybe even 9-4, based on finances for Sashi, or 9-3, sorry. And we'd be saying CYBERSHOKE, what a half. I don't think they played that badly at all, but again, it's ironing out these easy mistakes. Ooh, lucky, okay. Glowing, great find there. Gonna be searching for more. Glowing, joint top of the scoreboard, joint top of the whole server. Iceberg here, he's had a tough half. He's got all this information. Players running their way through ramp. Nice position for Zypher, but Chiron finds Iceberg. We do already have a player down towards the lower site. And a rotation towards A, it seems. Blixie finds Zypher. 2 versus 5 now for Becky and Cabby. They emerge out of Squeaky. But it can be this play down towards ramp if they choose to. It's such a frantic pistol that doesn't really matter. Glowing. CYBERSHOKE are going to be trying to do. It is going to be these 4 that are in lobby that are going to be kind of the main players in that. And I think if you can leave a player like Chiron to lurk, talk about kind of individual ability. 50-50 gunfights, I think many would favour a player like Chiron, and we've seen it. Takes down Iceberg. Blixie now needs to clear the angle, but Lucky will get 1. Important trade from Notineki. A lot of damage onto both Chiron and Notineki.
Ooh.
How has Cabby gone down there? Zypher now, an attempt to deny the plant. He does so much damage there. The health here on 4 players. Zypher, Glowing, Fenneman, and Notineki, a bullet from death. And that's why we've got the Becky POV.
Oh, I'm not surprised why. But he's still up against these AKs. We know what they can do. 1 bullet to the head is all it takes. And Glowing might have a chance to eliminate him now. And he does so, not even with the headshot. Just takes him down quick enough. Sadly, Fenneman support with Glowing, but Glowing does find they've once again taken a nice lead in this game, and a few rounds away. I honestly didn't think CYBERSHOKE would be able to pull this off. There's still a long way to go. These 3 rounds are still like an absolute marathon to try to take.
Yeah, Chiron, a little too aggressive there. You can completely understand as to why he wants to go so fast there. Past the secret smokes. Great fight. Blixie spots him out, gets the trade. Fenneman finds Zypher down to this 3-on-3, regardless of how well he's playing. Oh, it could go so wrong.
A bit awkward in terms of the space that he has taken, but he is now looking towards Squeaky. He finds Fenneman, and Blixie's got this info back.
Oh, he's going to go down the vent. Surely he's going to go down the vent.
With 18 seconds, time is ticking. Blixie now is just going to operate as this lurk, probably accidentally, but his teammate in Glowing has fallen. The time is ticking. There's 2 players to find. Blixie realizes the chance of it is just way too slim.
Counter-terrorists win.
Great space taken, though, from Iceberg. Important kill. Question of what they're going to do with them. Glowing. Looks as though he wants to take a bit of a quick peek out towards Heart. Fenneman finds Zypher. So potent with this orb. Not only with kills, but the openers. Excellent. Great position, though, from Becky and Cabby. Oh, Glowing doubles. That shouldn't have happened. Not at all. Still got Iceberg to deal with. An unknown entity.
Reasonably ready for it, being honest, and somehow Glowing finds 3. The awareness for Iceberg there, you saw both Chiron and Glowing had a bit of a suspicion about it, and it's all lucky. The Danish Jorpa does get eliminated, and Glowing with the Galil finds a quad kill.
A lot of stock outside. Lucky. Just half cleared by Chiron. Cabby finding Blixie as well. And And that's the difference between this ET side. Sashi, already a player in secret so early on. Not in Neki though, finding Cabby. Gives a chance for CYBERSHOKE. You know it's going to bore a hole in their minds, but surely utility to come through now. Molly and Main, one towards second vent. Iceberg shown his position now, just holding the hut entrance. Great find from Zyphon. Now Iceberg can strike, but he's still not connecting. Zyphon though doing so much work, and Fenneman realizing, well, might as well keep the AWP in the next. No chance for the round. At least give me the chance in round number 20.
Yeah, I mean, I'm completely in agreement with you about sort of, you've got to kind of invest around Fenneman's AWP. Tyron had enough to fully invest, not the Neki. It's pretty much there as well, and with Fenneman, how good he is at finding these openings, why not? But Lucky's caught such a good time, and just as they slip now towards the lower side, no one's considering it yet. Scallop's being spotted, Notaneki turns and finds.
How many times are we going to see Notaneki finding these types of kills? And when I say these types of kills, I mean as in, it seems as though he's disadvantaged. We saw it, seen it towards ramp against Cabby. We saw it towards towards the B-bomb site. I think it was Cabby again on the top side behind the silo. It just seems like Notaneki, every time he's kind of been given a second wind, a second life, he's taken it. Missed shots there from Lucky.
Possible somehow, and Fred, as we can see, Becky is waiting for the inevitable push. Lucky could get caught out from Glowing. It's all about timing. Lucky does look secret, but Glowing gets the better of him. Timing's not on Lucky's side, and the push comes through. Only one player here on the upper site, and Glowing ensures the trade comes through. Cabby, 12 and 14 in a 1 versus 3. Bomb's been retrieved. Bomb will be planted. Glowing, can he find the first? Of course he can. 3 kills from Glowing. CYBERSHOKE with a great victory on their opponent's map selection, and with the late standing, Fred, I mean, this is worrying times now for Sashi.
Yeah, look, I think it was Chiron, one of the main reasons that they won that game. I wouldn't have said so. I think Chiron did have some big moments, but when it came to opening jewels, it was for Fenneman. When it came to kind of magic moments, it was Notaneki.
Flipped around entirely. Pretty sure CYBERSHOKE deserved this spot that they're looking in. Mirage, I think it's going to be even better now with Chiron standing in. I think it's one of those maps that don't really make that big a difference that you got standing in. Chiron, we know the freedom this guy can have on this map, but 2 early kills for CYBERSHOKE. The bomb will get planted, and Chiron's having a field day.
Yeah, this is what I kind of expected out of Chiron. A bit of freedom, a bit of kind of, let me get in your face and show you what my gun does, because I think that's kind of the brilliance that Chiron can offer when standing in, and also kind of what we've seen kind of throughout his career. He's always such an exciting player to watch, because I think a vast majority of the time, you know the kills are coming, and the fact that CYBERSHOKE were victorious on Nuke without kind of the massive use of Chiron. Because although Sashi haven't looked perfect on Mirage, Charlie, it is still Mirage. It is still one of the CS classics, known and played by all. In fact, it is their second most maps played to Sashi, in fact. Flixie, very fast on the approach. Can get one, lucky with the trade, aware that he's tucked away towards Ticket. Dealt with, though, by Chiron. And this is exactly what we were talking about. Chiron, if he's given freedom, if he's given the opportunity to show his true brilliance,
But could find a couple of these players. Glowing and Notaneki are not aware of his positioning. Glowing, I say that. Just turn around. I mean, isn't great. Glowing goes down. Notaneki falls to the bomb. So the economy of CYBERSHOKE is good as it remain humble.
Sight lines cut off with the top con smoke. Glowing now creeping. Naded the smoke. A little shallow. Elevated angle now for Chiron. Nade once again, but Lucky spots nothing. Maneuvers his way towards triple. Chiron's crept on through. Oh, important find for Glowing. Takes down Cabby. And now it's a question, well, look at the positioning of Chiron. They could head towards A, especially with Notaneki finding that pick towards balcony. Still a question as to where these final players on A are. They've spotted out Lucky, but again, Chiron's not been needed. Notaneki will spot out Zyphon now. Chiron confirms. And the final player, an Iceberg, left scratching his head as to what's gone on elsewhere.
That's exactly what I expected from CYBERSHOKE on this map. Individuals across the board, finding their individual kills. I like the little bit of team play we see between Chiron and Notaneki, I believe it was, just off the flash, getting him out of palace, giving him some room to breathe, and then finding that kill. You see, it allows Chiron to spot out the player in jungle. Oh, it is difficult to know. Like I mentioned, Sashi are actually on a pretty good run of form on this map. The only issue I do have is that the best team out of all is Copenhagen Wolves, who right now I think is sitting at like 130, 140 first, something like that. 167 actually. So yeah, they're not exactly doing great, and Valve rank is 102nd as well. But that's a game I'm expecting Sashi to be able to take, and that being sort of the hardest opponent as of late. I do think, with this being their better side as well, I'd probably say I think Sashi at least needs it.
Yeah, I think that's generally the operative number. I think at least leveling the half is sometimes enough. Zyphon, important kill onto Blixie here, tucked away towards jungle. Becky finding Notaneki on the balcony. Zyphon just systematically spamming. Becky trying to survive as best as possible, and now Zyphon can push on through. This round has turned massively from what seemed as a fairly simple round for CYBERSHOKE. It gets complicated quite quickly. Elevated angle for Fenneman. Not the easiest of fights to take. And at some point, he's got to be worried that Zyphon could be creeping underneath. Reposition now from Fenneman. He's going loud. There's an A1S right for the taking, but still going silent. Fenneman maneuvering closer. Swing comes through from Zyphon and Sashi. They post their first round on the board.
Before, I could be wrong with that.
I'll have a quick look for you.
But that's what I mean. There's always going to be limitations. There's always going to be mistakes. But these full boys, they have been looking great on it. Chiron again with this opening kill. He's just causing such a nuisance towards middle. Oh, absolutely eats that HE grenade though, and he's going to have to slip away. But Fenneman finding Cabby has given a two-man advantage now to CYBERSHOKE, and Fenneman remaining posted up. You'd feel like there would be some real synergy built up. They would know exactly what Chiron wants to do, and vice versa. Chances are Chiron probably knew all of their strats as well, as it was this sort of prolonged period. But yeah, it is quite a difference here. Blixie, what a double, sneaking out, taking the time in from apartments, finding a double kill, getting this information of the final player. The hunt is going to commence as this bomb gets planted.
Yeah, get this AWP out of the hands of Lucky. I think Lucky will be able to afford one anyway, but it's just to restrict those finances and kind of keep Sashi contained. Obviously, Blixie, I think he was under a fair bit of scrutiny from maybe people watching at home from that last game performance with 6 and 10. But as we said, it seemed in plenty of the rounds, he just wasn't within the action. But speaking of action, plenty to unfold here as Lucky right in the hot seat. So many players to face. He's repositioned now to Van, but Fenneman will spot and find CYBERSHOKE. They can take that weapon away.
Lucky going down early, forced Sashi into this disadvantaged situation, and again, he looks like he wants to be exploited.
How can just Chiron so effortlessly get himself towards top con? Zyphon, unfortunate there, had a bit of a timing to work with, but again, it's Chiron and Blixie charging their way through CT. They get this deep smoke thrown, and Notaneki finding the flank of Becky. 5 on 3. There is another flank coming through in Iceberg. Expectations somewhat limited. Cabby will take down Blixie. Fenneman's already holding, waiting and hoping to find these exits, but with the missed shot on the AWP and the chip away, maybe he's got to show a bit more discipline.
I mean, look, you're asking about how is a Chiron always allowed to take the space. I think that is just the conditioning that he's caused. Every fight he takes towards Connector, he is coming out on top of, and Sashi just realizing we're losing an early kill by doing this. Let's give up Connector, but in doing so, you give up so much space. It's basically a lose-lose situation right now for Sashi. You fight towards Connector, Chiron takes you down. You don't fight towards Connector, Chiron takes the space. I didn't really see a world where CYBERSHOKE would be able to take this one as a 2-0, especially with a stand-in, but soon as we got to Mirage, we've really got to see what this team and these players can do, and it just makes it even harder to realize that Sashi, they had a great chance on Nuke and they just did not capitalize on it whatsoever.
Important finds here, though. Things are looking a little bit better for CYBERSHOKE as they gain themselves, for Sashi, sorry, as they gain themselves the advantage. Glowing and Phenomen, all that remain now. Lucky using this time and information to take some space. Phenomen, so much damage taken. This altercation is everything. It opens up the B-bomb site. But Lucky, a simple shot, an easy fight, and Sashi soon to secure their second. Just to take even more away from the chance of this clutch. Obviously, a 1 versus 3, certainly not easy, but right within Phenomen's wheelhouse. Lucky again. Right place at the right time for both those kills. Double AWP, okay. It's the fact that Sashi were a little bit more proactive in their fight. It wasn't just dotted around the A-bomb site in the hopes of winning 50-50 gunfights. They were searching for these kills. Chiron on a lurk in middle. Lucky will get one. Blixie not quick enough to trade, and now we can see a rotation, but Glowing will find Lucky. Chiron falls to Becky. Bomb can go down. Disadvantage does CYBERSHOKE, but they've got a fair bit of control here. 2 from Market, 2 from Short. Phenomen posting up. He's dropped a Molotov. I really like this. It just allows him to just stay posted on the angle, and his teammate can send the util. Molly dropped now. Speaking of utility, just the 2 smokes here now for Sashi. The Molly spreads. Iceberg searching. Finally emerges out the window. Glowing can take him down, but knowledge of his position now. He's getting crunched in on. Blixie will get one. Limited time now being held by the elevated Zyphon. Such short time in the round's won. Excellent here from CYBERSHOKE. Although disadvantaged, Sashi, far too stagnant. Far too slow. 9 found now from CYBERSHOKE. Yeah, very impressive. I think as well he's potentially silenced the critics. Blixie with a big moment there. Lucky though on the AWP. Important opener. Takes down Glowing, one of the heavy hitters here. In fact, it's Phenomen who's somewhat silent in this game. He's 4-3. The team's 9-2 up. Who cares about individual performance? When you're playing this well, it doesn't really matter. Notineki sent in here. Zyphon turning from the flashes. Zyphon can get one, but Notineki trades. And now Notineki can backstep, might be able to retrieve the AWP. This is all a fake, though. Notineki, he's drawn so much presence. Iceberg is still here in Market. Great find from Iceberg. It now leaves Blixie alone on the bomb site. We've just seen a big clutch from him. He can show another. Cabby, though, through the Molotov. He's taking quite a lot of damage for it. Notineki. There's a fairly simple fight there onto Lucky. Wasn't even looking. Flashbang coming through. Not blinding. Blixie with another big clutch needed, but taken down. Sashi, they will secure a third. Still, though, such a tall order for them in this second half. Fair bit of Group D still to see, but nice find from Phenomen. Great opener here onto Iceberg.
Yeah, a lot of players challenging him, just quickly able to get one bullet off and back away, but Lucky will take down Blixie to keep things level here.
Smoke here towards Con. It's going to be a crunch towards B. Chiron, the P2000. Great find. Glowing takes down Cabby, and now Chiron. It's all an idea of how long he can survive for, but he's pushing out into the open. I love the forward thinking here from Chiron, and that's why he does it. Into the chaos, he prevails. Slowly creeps his way through under, trying to contain some connector control. Zyphon, though, great find onto Chiron. A lot of damage from Blixie dealt to Lucky, but kill not found. Notineki gets one before trading, and a 2-on-4 now. Sashi, surely to confirm this. Iceberg, important find as well. Denying any players saving. We're going to see a knife kill from Phenomen. Ooh, goes with the MP9. For a player who loves the AWP as much as he does, I would have thought a knife was a guarantee. Quick on the hunt here, Sashi. And with their finances not perfect, this could be a bit of a double-edged sword. If it goes against them, we could see some real problems. Phenomen will take down Cabby, and I think realization is set in. Not necessary. Finances fully drained though for Sashi. Same can be said for CYBERSHOKE, as it is an investment in Chiron. He's hunting towards top middle, and Zyphon taken down. Chiron, although he lost this altercation in the last round, silencing Zyphon in this one. 2 players creeping through under. One towards Palace, one towards Ramp. Quite an elementary A hit. Lucky's got himself into jungle though, boosted up by Becky. And Lucky now can get himself in the back lines. Still 3 defenders on the A-bomb site. Iceberg will take down Notaneki though. Lucky continues. He gets a second. Fenneman now needs to find this kill. This is the bomb carrier. Blixie with just a 5-7 though.
Timing's so awkward because Lucky was so close to spotting him. We're aware that Fenneman's there. He's able to get one more, and Blixie has fired that 5-7.
There is a gun here for him in CT. Molly towards jungle. Lucky. Back turned currently. Oh, plant can be denied. Gets one. And he will find the bomb planter. Although the heroics of Lucky were seen in the round, sadly it goes against them. Another clutch here for Blixie.
Steady, but Becky finally does take a fight, but Fenneman on the M4 this time around finds a double kill. 2 players emerging from connector. First falls is all on Zyphon to try to pick up the pieces, but Gabby in a 1 versus 5, not even a point of damage dealt by the rest of his teammates. 45 seconds on the clock. Fred, I'm afraid to say I don't think Gabby's winning this.
No, I don't think he is either. Look, CYBERSHOKE, a very impressive performance. I think we look at their nuke and we saw, you know, a great game from them, 13-8. Not as dominant, obviously, as this Mirage, but I think we have to say they looked good on nuke. We expected a bit more resistance, though, from Sashi, though. I think the Mirage clearly not good enough. Not only is it a little bit disappointing from Sashi,